Hey everybody, Tony here with Nothing But Car Reviews, and today we're taking a look at a new 2023 GMC Terrain Denali with all-wheel drive, so let's get right into it. So this Terrain Denali comes in the premium white frost tricoat. It's going to be that crystallized white paint, which I love, nice and sparkly. And then for the interior, we get the light platinum dark galvanized perforated leather. We get heated cooled seats with that. And then our powertrain consists of a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder made with a 9-speed automatic transmission. Coming around the back end here, we have our full LED tail lights, power lift gate, and let's take a look underneath here. So tons of storage in there, like having that. Fold that down, and then we also can fold the seats from right here. We can fold that flat on both sides. So really nice to have that. And then that's how we close it there. And just really, like I said, I love this white frost tri-coat, beautiful color. Now here we have our fuel filler here. You just click that in. Don't need to fool the gas cap. You can just stick the nozzle in. So coming around the left side here, love that I have passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. Because people are trying to get cheap with it and just put it on the front driver or on just the front 2 doors. So I'm glad that we get on all 4 doors on this Terrain. But down here, we have our 19-inch aluminum wheels. Really nice look there. I love how it goes with the tires as well. It gives a really good look to those wheels. But as we come around to the front, of course we have the signature Denali grille here, which I love. So chrome, and then I like that they put gloss black right here by the fog lights instead of putting that cheap looking plastic. It makes all the difference. This looks like a luxury vehicle. But let me go ahead and pop this hood real quick. And there's that 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. But now let's go ahead and take a look from the driver's side. So from the driver's side, really good room for such a small SUV. The seat bottom is just wide enough to fit my wider stature. I have probably about an inch of headroom, 1.5 inches here, maybe a couple now I think about it, even with the sunroof, so that's pretty good. And then I love how I'm able to really have all of the space in front of me as well as forward. I can see very well over the sloped hood. So really impressed by just how this was, it feels like this was made to be a driver's car, as in someone who just uses it for commuting, wants something that's easy to drive, not necessarily sporty, but it just has all the right features to be a comfortable ride. But with that being said, let's go over here to the door panel here. We get that memory seating, power door lock controls here, power windows, and we have a one-touch auto up and down driver's side, power mirrors here, and then we have our power lift gate here, so we can actually toggle how high we want that to go, whether it's 3/4 all the way up, or we can turn it off so that it doesn't work. And then we have a little pocket here, which I like, and then we have a cup holder here, a little bit of storage here, and then of course a nice Bose sound system. And then coming back up here, we have a heads-up display, so the controls for that are here. An electronic parking brake down here. You just press that to engage, and then hit the brake, press it again to disengage. And then that's pretty much it for the driver's side. Let's go ahead and check out the radio and everything from the passenger side. So the driver's side seat has 8-way power functionality, so that includes the seat back, seat bottom, and then I also have power lumbar support. And then this front passenger is going to be a 6-way. So the seat bottom is pretty adjustable, but you do have to manually adjust the seat back here, which I wish they wouldn't have done that, but if you're going to be using this as a driver for yourself mostly, it's not that big of a deal, but just something to look out for. Over here, I really like how we have this small pocket here so your passenger can put their phone, keys, or whatever. And then I love this trim here. It's got a little scuff here, but that'll come out. But I love this trim. It's kind of like a bronze aluminum here, and then you have that kind of faux wood grain look there. Really like that. And then a really nice sized glove compartment with owner's manuals as well. GM's one of the few people that still does that, puts owner's manuals in the car. But let's take a look at this radio here. So we do have a bit of a dated radio here. Still nice though. We get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio. And then we also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wired. We have a Wi-Fi hotspot there. Then here's our navigation system, which I actually like this. They're trying to put the Google Assistant and all that and all the vehicles coming up, it looks like. But I like having this that's actually installed on here. I'm going to have it for a minute. And then if you actually need navigation, you have that option. And this is still pretty responsive, just not as responsive as that new Google system. So they'll probably put that in these Terrains here shortly. Now, I do like that with this Denali, we do have a bunch of camera angles. So we have a front camera there. There's our backup camera there. Then we have curbside view cameras, trailer hitch view, and then we have a forward bird's eye view as well. So really like that. And then here we have our settings here. So that just shows kind of everything that is available. You can pause and see where anything is if you ever need that. And then there's our kind of home page there. And I like this because if you are using the nav, you can have that over here while you have your, whether it's you're on the phone with somebody through Bluetooth or you're on the radio, whatever, you have that view. So really like that. Now down here, we have the toggle for that auto stop. So for those who don't like it, you can cut that off at any time. We have dual zone automatic climate controls here. So we can toggle everything. Pretty easy to use. And then down here we have that shifter that's going to be mostly buttons. So you press P for park, hit the brake, pull up here for reverse, press here for neutral, pull up here for drive, and you can press that L for low mode, and then you can manually shift in that low mode if you desire. And down here we have a SD card reader, which is for your navigation system, a USB-C and USB-A input, so you can run your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto through there. And then you even have an aux input, which is nice to have. And then a 12 volt right in there. Now I really like the center stack here. I love how you still have that nice looking aluminum there. You can toggle your parking sensors here. You even have automatic park assist with this vehicle here. And then you have your, with this being an all-wheel drive, you have your drive modes, so you can toggle between 2-wheel, 4-wheel, and then you also have an off-road mode. So I really like how simple it is to use this. Most of the time, of course, you'll be in 2-wheel, but you have that option if you do go off-road or you want to use all-wheel drive mode. And then here we have 3-stage heated cooled seats for the driver and front passenger. Lane departure toggle here, hill descent toggle here. Wireless charging port in here. And then I really like how they still made room for a center console cubby space. So we have a removable tray here, 2 USB-A ports there, nice little light right here. And then I like how easy it is to take out and put in this tray here. And then of course with this having the additional Denali premium package, you do have this really nice panoramic sunroof here. And then we can one touch tilt and slide that. I wish it went back a little bit further, but I really would just mostly use it for a skylight anyway. And then I like the power sunshade is also one touch open and shut. But taking a look at this back seat here, just a quick view from up front. And this is probably one of my favorite interiors. I really like how it looks, especially with the perforation. Just a really nice, luxurious look there. And it kind of goes with a headliner and all of that. But let's go over here to the steering wheel. We do have that heated steering wheel toggle there, forward collision alert, gap adjust there, and then we also use this for the adaptive cruise too. All those controls are there. Voice recognition here, and then we have our arrows for our gauge cluster, that middle digital part. We can go through all that. And then behind the steering wheel on the right side, we have volume controls. And then behind on the left side, we have trackless radio station controls. And then over here, we have our push button start. And then finally, we have our key fob with remote start. And before we go on the test drive, let's go ahead and take a look at this back seat room. So back seat room is actually really impressive, and I'll tell you one of the biggest reasons. This seat actually can adjust. It'd probably be easier to show from this side. It can adjust forward and back, so you can have it there, and you can even have it further back there, and that makes all the difference, because when you lean back in these seats, it's actually pretty comfortable. I have almost like a kind of Mercedes-Benz backseat feel here, being able to lean back and then have about an inch or so of headroom, but still being 6'3" and having the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size. My knees are just barely touching the back bolsters here, but when they're in between the seat, they're just barely touching it. So I'm pretty impressed by that. And I like that you have that here, and then back here, you still have this plastic part, but you have that pocket on either side, which is nice. And down here, one of my favorite things is having the rear heated seat. So you have 3 stages for either the seat back or the seat bottom and seat back for both of the outboard passengers. You get 2 USB-A charging ports, and you have a 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in there. So really, really nice that they came with all the options here. And of course, you also have the rear AC vents, but you can also hang your clothes from these on either side. And I like that you have it on all 4 doors, the little handlebar here. And this is where I would usually hang my shirt or pants here. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and take this 2023 Terrain out on the road for a quick test drive. So for just light acceleration, I'm really impressed by how the 1.5 liter gets this thing up and going with minimal effort. And off the bat, this is pretty easy to drive, all in all. I like how the brake pedal feels. And then the turbo really helps with acceleration. When you're in that sweet spot and you don't want to shift and you just put more throttle into it, I absolutely love feeling that turbo pull. It just so nice. So we have the adaptive cruise set to 75, and coming down the interstate here, we're doing right around 25, probably 26 miles per gallon. Of course, as I hit this slight incline, it goes down a little bit, but as I start to level out, we have about 26 right there. And then as there's a slight decline, it's showing 45 and all of that. But of course, that's all based on instant fuel economy. So really impressive fuel mileage, even with this all-wheel drive model. And of course, being in 2-wheel drive mode helps as well. But I'm going to put it into all-wheel drive mode. And of course, in all-wheel drive mode, you don't have that pull that you'd get from the front when it's just the front wheels going. And then we have auto stop, but as the vehicle's still heating up, it's not activated yet. So for this price point, I like that you get so many options, especially safety features. You have the adaptive cruise, the blind spot monitors, the lane departure. It's nice to have all of that. But like I said, probably one of my favorite things about this is going to be just how luxurious this feels on the inside and out. But specifically, you have the heated cooled seats, the 8-way power driver's seat, the 6-way power passenger seat, and even things like having the heads-up display and the heated steering wheel just make all the difference. You feel like you are in a top-of-the-line vehicle, even though it's a small SUV. And I really just like how this drives. The acceleration is just good enough, especially if you want to keep really good fuel economy. Brake pedal feels good. The steering, I really like the steering for this kind of vehicle. It's just really easy. It's not tough to turn the steering wheel, but it doesn't feel super loose either. And then, like I said, just having this and that kind of platinum leather, it looks so great. But as we're turning back into the parking lot here, I'm just going to give my final thoughts on this Terrain Denali and let you all look at the window sticker. So I'd like to give a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this awesome Terrain today. I'll go ahead and leave a link below to the description for the vehicle, as well as their full inventory too, just so if this one's sold, you can keep a lookout for another one. Final thoughts on this Terrain Denali: definitely like all the features that you get standard, as well as the options of that Denali premium package. If I were to get one, definitely would make sure I get that premium package, because for $14.45, you get a lot of options, having the cooled seats, the heated rear seats, the adaptive cruise, so definitely would recommend doing that. But if you're looking for something that's really luxurious and you just need something to get around town in, or you just barely drive and don't need all that space, this is a good option for you. But finally, let's go ahead and take a look at this window sticker. So there we have all the standard features, and I think I said that the sunroof came with the premium package, but it does not, so sorry for that mix up. But $44,030, you get all of that, and like I said, just a really good option if you're just wanting something that to get around town in, you want to look good in, you want to have all that luxury. So I want to thank you all for watching the video today. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you liked what you saw today. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next one.